All right. Well, whatever it is, we got a Guardy mirror here, actually. Adam versus Raymond. We actually watched Raymond playing in a cup yesterday, and Raymond was playing Lost Box. So switching it up today, going with Guardy. I forget how Raymond did in the cup yesterday. I think we caught them in one of the rounds. We got, yeah, Adam versus Raymond. I've actually played against Raymond a couple times. I'm not sure if this is another shaky cam. Yeah. Well, that's because a lot of people, they don't have the equipment to actually not have a shaky cam. It's almost always going to be a shaky camera at these League Cup streams. But all you have to do is get a... Like, if anyone in chat is listening and thinking about streaming, or if you're like a store owner, all you need to do is mount something into the wall. You can, like, if you have like an area where you want to run your streams from, and you like own a store, just get something that you just drill into the wall. Not that expensive. Or if you're someone who like is the person who's like showing up to these League Cups, you're not like the store yourself, you should get a tripod, a pretty tall tripod with like an overhead arm or bar, and then that's it, and then you're good to go. So you don't need too much, to be honest. And if you are someone who's like going around and streaming events at stores, you should try and convince the store, because like, you know, you're streaming the event at their store, put their store logo on your on your stream, and then have them buy the equipment for you. If you're someone who's like running the streams, you can, you know, talk to them, get them to buy the equipment for you. All right, Adam had that Battle VIP pass here. They got the Mew, they got the Rolts. Thinking about benching Greninja, but unsure about it. Looks like they only have one energy in hand. They're not going to be able to retreat to the Mew here unless they want to use the reversal energy. So they play the reversal, and we see that's in the hand. So they are going to be retreating with the reversal here. Yeah. I almost wonder if you should just retreat to Mew and maybe not even bench the Greninja here. There's a Rare Candy. That's a good hit. I think there's another Ralts in the hand here for Adam as well. So only has the one Ralts down. I think actually has Candy Guardy in hand. So actually, you know what? I don't know if I would actually take this Rare Candy. Because now if Raymond plays a turn 1 Iono, you have 2 Rare Candy going to the bottom of your deck, which will make it harder to actually pull off a Rare Candy Gardevoir. I think you maybe don't take this Rare Candy here as Adam. I think there was one in hand. I'm actually not 100% sure. Oh, but Adam does have Ultra Ball as well. But you don't really want a Rare Candy or Shiny Arcana out next turn. But you could. Now you could actually go Candy Guardy EX, Candy Shiny Arcana. I almost would have maybe liked Adam to have played that Ultra Ball for another Ralts, though, to be honest. Because had the Ultra Ball, could have given up a Rare Candy plus another card in the hand, actually got a third Ralts in play. 3 Ralts is way better than 2. Of course, you're going to be able to get another Ralts down next turn, of course, but if you kind of get if your one Ralts constantly gets trapped out of play by Cresselia, it's going to be hard to set up a lot of draw power in play. We see a Worker off the rip here from Raymond. Not usually the supporter you want to play turn 1. You're always usually looking for like a Research or an Iono if you play the Researches. And just have no Curlia. Yeah, you'd end up with a no Curlia board state. That's why I'm not a huge fan of... I think if Adam takes... I would like to have seen Adam play the Ultra Ball for another Ralts, I feel like. And then also maybe just not take the Rare Candy off the Mew. Or maybe take the Rare Candy and then use that as one of the Ultra Ball discard cards to get a second Ralts in play. Because, yeah, Candy out of Shiny Arcana is like not that good. It's like okay. But you'd rather evolve it up through Curlia to try and get as many refinements off as possible first. Because the refinement like actively thins out your deck as you draw cards. It doesn't just draw cards. The actual thinning part of refinement is like a big deal. So having the Shiny Arcana setup is good because it's an attacker as well. But just the raw draw instead of discard draw 2, it's like almost you'd almost rather the discard draw 2, to be honest. Only one Ralts there from Raymond. And is shuffling the deck. That's a bad sign for Raymond here. Because that might just be 2 Ralts pass. We'll see. Maybe has another Ralts or 2 in hand from the Worker of the opening hand. There's the Mew, but no way to retreat the Mew. Okay, we got a way to retreat the Mew. Okay, so it's still cooking. Still cooking. Looking for that Battle VIP pass now. Find some more Ralts. Maybe the Greninja. Gotta start with that Battle VIP pass. Or at the very least, hopefully, a Level Ball or a Fall Crystal to get another basic Pokemon here. Probably another Ralts. I mean, I don't think you'd ever want to get the Cresselia unless all your Ralts are prized. So, see what Raymond goes with. Goes for a Level Ball. And I assume he's probably just going to play it. There's another Ralts. Okay, maybe holds a Level Ball now. Holding Level Ball is like reasonable here to get a Curlia next turn. Or do you want to get that 4th Ralt? You want 4 Ralts, but if you can't get there, it's not like... It's okay to like hold onto the Level Ball. And yeah, it looks like Raymond was thinking about holding onto the Level Ball there to try and save it for a Curlia next turn. But just goes with the... Goes with the quad Ralts. You do want to get quad Ralts out when you can. We do know that Adam has the Candy Gardevoir. Actually, this is one reason I've been thinking about not playing these 60 HP Ralts is because in the mirror match, For them to get the knockout with the Cresselia, it's way easier to knock out a 60 HP Ralts than a 70 HP Ralts. Curly grab here from Adam. So this is actually going to be, this is an interesting play about to come up here for Adam. So there's like basically nothing set up here for Raymond. I think the correct line to take here from Adam is to candy Gardevoir, but then actually attack with Gardevoir EX and knock out the Mew. There's an argument to maybe attack with Cresselia, but if you attack with Cresselia here, I think you still knock out Mew. I think it's possible we might also see Adam not play the Iono here. I think there's an Iono in the hand. There is. Has the Ultra Ball, needs another Ralts here, but is choosing... It could go Ultra Ball for Ralts here. The Collapse is pretty good. The Rare Candy is not that good. But we'll probably find a Ralts here anyways. But I'm curious to see what attack Adam goes with here. As long as they have access to all the attacks. I think the best attacker here is actually Guardy EX to KO Mew is actually the best attack here. Because the chance of Raymond responding with a 1-hit KO on your Guardy is like not going to happen. So if it comes down to Raymond having to punch your active, that's optimal. But if Raymond goes for a Cresselia play and knocks out your Ralts off your bench, then you can go with your own Cresselia on the following turn. And you have so much more energy and stuff to work with as a follow-up to that. So there's an Ultra Ball off the Mew. There's a lot of energy in that as well. I wonder what the rest of Adam's hand looks like. Hasn't used Greninja or Curlia yet. So thins out the item first, which is usually the correct sequence. But you do want to find a Ralts here, though. So I don't know if I agree with that choice there from Adam, because you do really want to find a Ralts here, unless they're all prized. That could be another reason Adam didn't go get another Ralts on that turn. The Ralts could all be prized. And we see Adam does favor the research and is lining up this Ultra Ball here. I think no matter what here, the best play for Adam is to actually knock out Mew, because there's a higher chance that the Mew leads to a turn 2 rare candy than having access to another Curlia. I'm not 100% sure that's the correct line of play. That's how I've been playing it recently, and it feels better. Adam did prize double Ralts, actually. Okay, that makes a lot more sense as to why and how, or why Adam sequenced out their early turn. So I think it's actually, because a Ralts is prized, trying to remove their Curlia draw power at some point is good, but I think you have to, Adam really needs Raymond to whiff turn 2 attack here. So KOing this Mew here I think is always correct. Like I said, I want to see it actually happen with the Guardy EX. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what Adam's going for. KO with the Guardy EX onto the Mew. Could have gone with the Cresselia play, like had it available. But yeah, I think going with the Guardy EX in this kind of situation is correct. You want to KO the Mew for sure. I think here no matter what. If they had like, if Raymond had like 2 Ralts in play, I think you could go for a Ralts KO instead. But with 4 Ralts in play, the Mew is definitely a higher value Pokemon there for sure. Especially on the next turn. Yeah, so Adam also, yeah, Adam did prize 2 Curly. So that makes sense why Adam did not. Oh, wait, discarded Ultra Ball to weigh a rare candy there. So Raymond definitely has Candy Guardian hand. You don't just Ultra Ball away a rare candy. And then for Raymond, I think the best attack to look for here is Cresselia. You want to go Cresselia, KO Adam's only Curlia, and then go from there. As long as the Cresselia is in the deck, that's going to be that should be the goal here from Raymond, is KO the only Curlia in play, remove that draw power. But yeah, definitely has a rare candy in hand if they just Ultra Balled one away. Also a Fog Crystal, so we'll probably see an energy get grabbed here. Are lining up that energy. And then you do want to, I think you do want to candy the active Ralts into the Gardevoir, because you actually want to build up that damage on the Gardevoir to then utilize with Cresselia later. So we should see rare candy the active Ralts to a Gardevoir, and then go into knockout on that Curlia through a Cresselia. If they can find the Cresselia. They don't have the Cresselia yet. They have the candy Gardevoir for sure. But like I said, I like the active Gardevoir to be rare candy there. And then I don't know how many energy. I think it's the only energy in Raymond's discard pile. So actually, you do have to discard that. You definitely want to get rid of that. I was saying you could have Fog Crystal for Cresselia, but it doesn't ever make any sense, I don't think. I think it's the first energy in the discard pile. Oh, there's 2 actually. There's 2. It needs a couple more if they actually want to get a Cresselia KO on the Curlia. They need 1 more energy in the discard pile here, and the Cresselia itself. 1 more energy and the Cresselia will get there though. Looks like maybe hit no Curlias off that research. Kind of unfortunate. Taking their time here. What is Raymond gonna do? Okay, here comes an Ultra Ball. Gets rid of a Zacian and Gardevoir, so definitely gonna need a Super Rod here at some point. Gets the Greninja. Interesting. Okay, so definitely has an energy in hand. There's definitely an energy in hand. So could have just gone for Ultra Ball for Cresselia here. Attach, or no. Yeah, Ultra Ball away the energy in hand, get Cresselia, and then actually had the Cresselia attack available. But if you have no draw power built up in play, it definitely makes sense for Raymond to try and go after some draw power here instead. I think I do like the prioritization of the Greninja there. Oh, it looks like there is a Curlia in hand, actually. Didn't want to open up with the Kirlia draw. Interesting. I don't know if I like that. That Ultra Ball was pretty expensive there. I don't know. Also have to see if Cresselia is even in the deck, to be honest, as well. Yeah, that's actually an interesting choice to not just evolve to Kirlia first. I think I think I saw a Kirlia in the hand there. Once again, it's eyeing up an energy. The Cresselia might be prized here for Raymond. They're going with the energy off the Fall Crystal instead of the Cresselia. Or might have the Cresselia in hand, or like another way to find the Cresselia out of the hand as well. That's also possible. Might still have access to the Cresselia play. I was wondering what the heck. It says top 4 masked. I was like, what the heck does masked mean? It means masters. I've read that like 3 times now, and this 3rd time I read it, I was like, oh, I get it now. Okay, here goes Kirlia. Another energy. 1, 2. I can't quite see what's in hand. I think I did see the Arven in Raymond's deck though. I think I saw the Arven in there. So probably plays Illuminion. Level ball. Gonna get another Kirlia here. Evolves the bench one. Yeah, the only thing I would like to have seen different here from Raymond is evolving the. I think evolving the Gardevoir EX into the active made a little bit more sense to build up some damage for Cresselia on the next turn. Because the last thing you want to do in like the Guardian Mirror is actually KO your opponent's Cresselia. It feels terrible to KO your opponent's Cresselia because you have to KO it with something that's not Cresselia. So then you're like leaving a Gardevoir vulnerable. Then comes another Refinement. There's an energy. Will we see an out 2? Or is it just going to be... What would be really interesting here if it actually is just... If Raymond just goes punch the Gardevoir EX with Gardevoir EX. That sounds terrible, though. So I don't think that's what Raymond wants to do. The question is, does Raymond have a different play? Oh, there's a Cresselia. Okay, so I had it the whole time. And now we'll see the load up here. There's 20 on the Ralts on the bench. Does not get an attachment for turn to... no attachment for turn to a Kirlia, which would have been nice to build up to the point where you can KO the Guard EX with a... But with the 60 damage on the Guard EX, to be honest, Raymond is already pretty close to being able to KO a Guard EX with a Shiny Arcana. But from Adam here, Adam is definitely going to attack with Cresselia. You can't leave this Mew EX or this Guard EX in the active. Actually, I don't know. Maybe you do, actually. The more I'm thinking about this, maybe you do. Because for Adam, if you retreat to Cresselia and only have 1 Ralts on your bench and you don't KO Raymond's Cresselia, then Raymond's just going to Cresselia your Ralts again and keep it kind of spawn trapped. And we'll have to also see if Adam drew a Ralts off the prize cards or not, because did prize 2 Ralts. Also, maybe plays Heavy Ball. That'd also be something. Why did he put his prize back? Did he by accident draw 2? I didn't see that. I did get a Ralts off the prize cards. That's a big deal here for Adam. As an Iono as well. Also, there's like another play you can do where like when you go to attack with Cresselia here as Adam, you probably do go after a Kirlia because Kirlia versus Ralts is a big deal, but sometimes I think he drew a prize and went for a second one, but realized he already got one. Okay, yeah. We'll go back and watch it after the match. Macro Ninja there from Adam. You can definitely use Cresselia here, but like I was talking, do you want to leave Raymond's Cresselia around? If you attack with Guardi EX here, your Guardi EX is probably getting KO'd by a Shiny Arcana. There's a lot of energy in the discard pile here for Raymond, so... I don't know, though. We'll see. It looks like it is going to be a retreat. So the Cresselia is happening here for Adam. The problem here is like you leave Raymond's Cresselia around. Like the one play you could make here as Adam is you could KO the Ralts on purpose. I don't like the double stacked energy on the Ralts there from Adam because that's just going to get targeted. It's gonna be harder and harder to. You should just. I think the energy should have been split there from Adam on the 2 Ralts. If you stack it all on 1 Ralts, now Raymond going after that 1 Ralts with 2 energy does put the 2 energy back in the discard pile to then for Adam to then utilize again through Cresselia. But as Adam, you do want to eventually get to a point where you can use a Shiny Arcana Gardevoir to KO a Guard EX, which is gonna be harder and harder to do. It's gonna become harder and harder to do. The more your energy kind of gets trapped out of play. But Raymond could actually make a play here where Raymond goes for the Ralts without energy. And by doing that from Raymond, you could go for the Ralts without energy. By doing that, you actually make it so that the energy stays trapped in play, and then Cresselia maybe can't be used again from Adam. But I think the best play here from Raymond would be just boss KO Guard EX. And also in this situation, Raymond only needs 7 energy to actually get the boss KO on the Guard EX. And there's also 2 rare candy, I believe, down here from Adam. I think one of them got discarded. So if Raymond can, I would like to see Raymond go boss KO Guardy X here, I think. I think it's like the best play for sure. Because right now you're in a situation where you only need 7 energy. If the Guardy X gets back to full HP from the Cresselia, you're going to need 9 energy on a Gardevoir at some point to get the knockout. So I think Raymond's in a pretty good spot to go for the boss KO on the Guardy X here. And potentially just lock Adam out of doing anything next turn. Because there's no Curlias in play. If both Ralts become Curlias, there's no potential for a Candy Gardevoir. Plays are severely limited if that Guardy gets KO'd and Adam can't set up another Guardy. So we'll see how Raymond draws, though. Needs to find a boss and also needs to find the Shiny Arcana Gardevoir as well. There's a couple pieces to find still, but it's pretty close to the 7, I think. There was quite a few energy in the discard pile. There's also an energy in hand right here. Retreat the Cresselia will lead to another energy in the discard pile. I think Raymond has an energy in hand, but is thinking about not discarding the energy in hand, or is thinking about using Curlia versus Greninja first here, but I don't know what the thought process is here of thinking so hard about this. Goes with the Curlia and discards Manphy. Okay. I don't know. They're really thinking about that one. I think I saw a switch there. The switch can sometimes come up in the mirror match because if you load up too much energy in play, your Greninja can be put in a precarious spot where it can get like trapped in the active because you don't have energy to retreat anymore. Oh, it's a super ride. I thought it was an energy. Oh, there's the boss. Still need the Shiny Arcana Gardevoir. We see a little bit of an energy count here from Raymond. That's 3, 4, 5. We need to see 6 and 7 here for Raymond to get the knockout. They don't have to all come from the discard pile as well, though. One could come from as an attachment from hand. All right, stacking them all in the active. There's 3. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6 in hand. Only need 7 here. Like I said, only need 7 to kill the Guardy X, so close. We should just see second refinement on the other energy in the hand. I think Raymond's just doing the math on how many they... Oh, there's the energy. But does Raymond have Shiny Arcana? Is the question. Like I said, KO Guardy X here is like pretty broken. I just don't see a better play. That seems like kind of like a play that's almost like too good to be true. So, yep, there's Shiny Arcana. Okay, here we go. Activate Shiny Arcana. 2. Doesn't need to hit energy there. Has all the energy they need to get the KO. They could even attach for turn. They actually have an Ultra Ball in hand, so they could attach for turn to the other Curlia, which I think I'd like to see. So from Raymond here, I think I'd like to see the Ultra Ball come down. Maybe, Super Rod, recover Ralts, Ultra Ball for Ralts. Load up 6 energy on this Gardevoir through... I'd like to see Raymond progress the board say a little bit more here. You can Ultra Ball away an energy. There's 2 energy in the hand now, I believe. Ultra Ball away 1 of the energy. Instead, they're going with the attach return because they have the Super Rod in hand as well. Now they're going in with the Super Rod. But then you could have built up another energy. You probably want no Curly. Instead, you want the Zacian here. I think there's a Zacian in the discard pile here for Raymond, unless I'm mistaken. I think you definitely want the Zacian here to have a higher, bigger threat on the next Gardevoir EX. There's a Super Rod. You can Ultra Ball for the Ralts here, like I said. You want to get the Ralts out. But should have Ultra Ball away the active Gardevoir having 2 more damage on it like doesn't matter. I guess it does matter I guess it does kind of matter because then I guess that Ralts with 2 energy on it could become a Curlia and KO you. So maybe it is better to attach active here. That is like a play that could happen. Is like the Ralts on the bench with 2 energy could evolve to Curlia, and then Curlia could KO your Gardevoir. So maybe you do want to keep it actually at 40 HP remaining. I guess that does make sense, to be honest. Yeah, sure, why not? You truly like locking Adam out of a potential to get a knockout. I guess that makes sense, yeah. You do want to try and build up another energy on your next Shiny Arcana Gardevoir, but, I mean, this maybe makes the most sense. You completely lock them out of a knockout unless they get Candy Gardevoir. That's probably fair. 3-7, there we go. 270 damage. 310 with the 40. And there's the knockout. Got the Ralts as well. Alright. There we go. Finally. That took forever. All right, here we go. Got our prize cards. Here comes Mew from Adam. Adam's looking for that Candy Gardevoir. You need the Candy Gardevoir here as Adam. There's like, that's your play. And then you're probably looking at Cresselia KO the active here. If you can find that Candy KO Gardevoir. Cresselia KO the active. Maybe try and get an Iono off as well. Disrupt the hand. Force Raymond to maybe having to use Guardy EX to attack with. Starts off with that Fog Crystal. Searching out an energy. I think might even have that. I think that is a rare candy in the hand here for Adam. So Adam is just short the Guardy EX. So you probably dig first. There's like 2 ways you can kind of sequence out a hand here with Gardevoir when you're trying to like make a play happen. You can like play Iono first and then dig afterwards. Or depending on what you have in your hand, even if you're going to play the Iono, you could dig first and then play the Iono afterwards. And because Adam has the rare candy in hand, we'll probably see them dig first here. And then try and get the GuardEX. But we'll see. I can't tell for sure if that's GuardEX. But it looks like there's an Iono in there. So I assume with this Greninja use, that probably is a rare candy in the hand as well. So we're looking for an Ultra Ball or the GuardEX itself. Or if the other GuardEX is prize, super odd to recover Guardy here. Neither of those are GuardEX. Still have access to that. There was an Ultra Ball at the bottom. GuardEX was closer. It looks like it was like the second card down. Still has that Mysterious Tail though from the Mew. That'll be able to potentially get the Ultra Ball or a level ball for our Kirlia. And once again, we could dig a little bit deeper with Kirlia. Progress from there. See, here we go. Mysterious Tail. Is it going to be an Ultra Ball? Let's find out. I can't tell. It is. Okay. And like I said, I think there was rare candy in the hand. So this should lead to Candy Guardy. Still no Curlias in play. And you probably want to candy the candy the Ralts with has no energy on it. So the other Ralts can become a Shiny Arcana Gardevoir to like actually have the potential to threaten a one-hit KO on the Gardevoir EX of Raymond. So we have Candy Guard EX here into ideally an Iono. I think you also want an Iono here as... Okay, another Ralts is good as well. And I think I see an Iono is there as well. There's still an energy attachment as well. We have an attached for turn here as Adam. So I think you want to attach to... I don't know if I would attach to this Ralts. You can. That Ralts has got a target on it, though, for sure. That Ralts is not surviving. Like, I think I would maybe have attached that energy to the other Ralts instead here as Adam. Yeah, that Ralts has got a massive target on its back right now. There's no way the Ralts with 3 energy on it survives. Maybe I would like to have seen Adam split their energy up a little bit. Yeah, not sure. We're gonna see what 4 for Adam here, 3 for Raymond. So Raymond is theoretically 2 attacks away. There's a Kirlia. Research, Sinnoh, and rare candy in the hand here for Adam. Probably want to hold the rare candy. Sinnoh seems like the worst card there. VIP pass and energy. Not too much to work with there, though. And then we'll see the Cresselia attack here, I assume. You could attack with GuardEX. That doesn't make a whole ton of sense, I don't think. You probably just lose the game if you attack with GuardEX here as Adam. Maybe you take the risk, though. Okay, 1-1. There we go. There's the KO. There's 4 energy on that Kirlia, but that Kirlia never... See, I don't like Adam stacking all their energy on one Kirlia here. That Kirlia is not surviving. There's a Cresselia literally on Raymond's bench with no energy in play. Like, your Kirlia is going to die. Unless Adam is trying to make Raymond go for that Kirlia, I guess. So Adam can effectively win the game this turn if Adam can just find... Or Raymond, I'm sorry. Raymond can just win the game this turn if Raymond can just find Boss KO on GuardEX. We saw them put the Zation back. Oh, immediately into an Iono, though. So no boss on the Zation here. So this is going to probably be that Cresselia KO on that Kirlia that has 4 energy on it. But the energy could have been split. 2 on Ralts, 2 on Kirlia. That effectively allows the Ralts to be rare candy into a Shiny Arcana, or the Kirlia to be evolved into a Shiny Arcana, and can get both of them in range of boss KO on the GuardEX. So, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of 4 energy being on that Kirlia. Also, a play I would like to have seen from Raymond, I think, on the last turn was to maybe send up the Gardevoir EX, load it up with energy, and then retreat it. So that way you have less energy locked up on the Gardevoir EX. But now when Raymond is going to put the... You would have ended up with some damage on your Gardevoir EX for sure. But I don't think that damage on the Gardevoir EX would have been too consequential. But we'll see when Raymond plays out this turn here. They're going to end up with an energy being locked up on their Guardy EX. And Adam's not going to KO the Cresselia for Raymond. So when Raymond retreats the Cresselia, you lose an energy there. But the energy would then be stuck on the Gardevoir EX. But if Raymond had pushed up Gardevoir EX, you could load up 2 energy on it, retreat the energy off, but still leave the damage there, go into the Cresselia, and then you put 1 energy on Cresselia, 1 energy on Ralts, 1 energy on Kirlia. Now there's 3 Pokemon with energy instead of 4 Pokemon with energy. If you have 4 Pokemon with energy, it's harder to move your energy around. Your energy kind of gets stuck there now. There's the candy for the Shiny Arcana, and draw a couple more cards here for Raymond. Yeah, it's looking pretty good for Raymond to be able to close this out in the next turn. It's going to be... Well, they will need the boss KO, to be honest. Actually, it's still pretty close. It's still pretty close. You're moving a lot of... The draw power is really weak on Adam's side, though, so... We might just have to see Adam go for Cresselia again. KO a Kirlia plus Iono into hoping that Raymond doesn't have boss, and then they draw into the boss KO on the Guard EX. That's probably what we'll see here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 energy gone there, it looks like, for Raymond. It is possible that if Raymond runs out of energy here, though, Adam could boss try and trap the Greninja for a turn or two. That could be a play we see here. I don't know how many energy were in the discard pile there for Raymond. 1. Active. See, we're going to see the rest get loaded up here. But this is what I was talking about. Now you end up with like an energy locked in play on that Gardevoir EX, which there's 6, 9, 10. I wonder how many energy Raymond... Well, definitely 11. Almost everyone plays 11, but is it 10 in a reversal? Or is it 11 basics? Is Raymond thinking about not attacking with Cresselia here as well? I don't know what the point of not attacking with Cresselia would really be. Or maybe Raymond is thinking about KOing the Ralts instead of actually KOing the Kirlia and leaving the energy trapped on the Kirlia. I don't hate that play as well here from Raymond. I would leave all the energy trapped on that one Kirlia. But then that does allow Adam to go Kirlia or Shiny Arcana KO the Gardevoir here, to be honest. I guess Raymond does still have like a Super Rod left as well, so that'd be a way to recover basic energy and then be able to retreat your Greninja as well. So you wouldn't need the Switch or the Penny. Yeah, so Raymond is thinking here, do I put the 4th energy in play? Or do I just KO the Ralts here and leave the energy trapped on the Kirlia? Because if you leave the energy trapped on the Kirlia, then it means Adam can't use Cresselia to as much effect on the next turn. Still maybe to some effect, though. I don't hate that play choice here from Raymond, though, just to go after the Ralts. But Adam's play wants to be boss KO your Guardi EX anyway, so I don't know how much I like that play, to be honest. Like, Adam's play wants to be boss KO your Guardi EX next turn, I feel like. Maybe not. Maybe Adam's play does want to be... Yeah, maybe Adam's play does want to be use Cresselia plus Iono into boss KO Guardi EX. I mean, that's still a pretty good play, obviously, so... Okay. Ooh, thinking about going after Mew instead? I think you always go after the Ralts here, though, right? That becomes a Kirlia... Yeah, so it goes after the Ralts here. Make sure it has 60 HP. Okay, KOs. And all right, let's see how this changes. Let's see how this affects the game state here now. So now Adam's energy is trapped on the Kirlia. That is something that's happening here. Adam's energy is trapped on the Kirlia. Does still have 3 energy in the discard pile. So if they can get 1 more energy in the discard pile, they can still pull off a knockout on the Kirlia. I think get 1 more energy in the discard pile. And I think that's what Raymond was going for here. Was trying to take away the option of Cresselia KO Kirlia plus Iono. And now makes it a little bit harder for Adam to maybe disrupt the draw power that Raymond has set up on the field. But Adam can still get there, though. There should be at least 1 more Psychic Energy left in the deck for Adam. I guess if there's 2 prize, we're looking at what? 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess actually if Adam prized double Psychic Energy in those last 3 prize cards, it's possible that Adam maybe doesn't have enough energy. What is that card? Palpad? Has an Ultra Ball as well. Gonna go with the Kirlia first, though. There's the energy. Okay. And a Super Rod. I don't know how consequential the Super Rod is. You probably do want to recover, but you probably also wanted an Iono here from Adam. Yeah, I'm curious to see what Adam does here. Maybe has a supporter in hand they're already comfortable with using. Didn't you? Not using the Palpad is interesting there, but your hand did just get shuffled to the bottom of the deck. Maybe you didn't want any of those cards. Not using Greninja here is interesting as well. Choosing to not use Greninja. And instead it's going to Ultra Ball the energy away. It goes to the Ultra Ball. Yeah, I'm curious about the lack of using Greninja here. That's interesting to me. You definitely want to bench another Ralt here, I feel like, as Adam as well. And then if you have your Zacian discard pile or something, because the win condition here for Adam is looking like Cresselia this turn. I don't know what you're doing next turn, to be honest. Here comes the Super Rod. I assume you want to recover a Ralt here. Maybe even a Kirlia, so you have like just access to draw power next turn. I end up double Ralts. I don't know if you want to take 2 Ralts, though. I assume that last card, and at this point, I'm assuming that last card in hand here for Adam is an Iono, but maybe something else. Looking at maybe no Kirlia, just the double Ralts, trying to just draw into a Ralts. He's just going with the double Ralts. Interesting. So just wants the potential to be able to go Candy. I don't know. Why do you even want Ralts here as Adam if you're just going to take 2 Ralts, no Kirlia? Is Adam playing for the potential? Oh, and then going to the Shiny Arcana first here. Mine's collapsed. Huh. Not trying to find an Iono there is so curious to me from Adam. They have the boss on the Guardi EX, but not disrupting the hand here feels worse, to be honest. So it has the boss play. And we'll be able to get the knockout with this Gardevoir, I believe. I'm hoping so. If they're doing this play, I'm hoping they can get the knockout here. Actually, the play that No, it looks like it is just going to be a straight up KO here. But not disrupting. But that means they're basically not playing for disrupting Raymond's hand, which is interesting. Yeah, not disrupting Raymond's hand here is interesting. That doesn't feel correct. I think the play Adam was actually looking for was Collapse Stadium plus Ralt. So you bench Ralts, Collapse Stadium away your Guard EX. But you leave yourself with no draw power in play if Raymond just goes Iono down to 1. Yeah, so I think going for an Iono play was better here from Adam. I think Adam should have tried to go for the Cresselia, KO, Kirlia plus Iono. I think that was the better play here from Adam. But instead, they got rid of their Palpad before using the Kirlia there. I don't like that play there from Adam. I would like to have seen Palpad for double Iono, try and draw into Iono, use Cresselia to KO the Kirlia, remove some draw power from play, and then put Raymond on having a 9 energy Gardevoir or the Zacian plus Boss on your Guard EX when you Iono them down to 2. So now for Raymond, it's just needs to be Boss here, I think. Oh, they have the Reversal Energy in hand as well, actually. So they are down the prize card here. So the Reversal Energy is active on Raymond's side. So it doesn't really need very much here. Because you do need to get to the 9 energy on the Gardevoir, but the Reversal should just do it pretty cleanly. So you don't need to go into like the Zacian or anything like that. It just is... We got, what, 7 in the discard pile? 8, 9... Not many cards left in deck, and there's 2 Boss going into it. I wonder what Raymond's thinking about here. You need a Boss and you need Guard EX. Reversal is active here, I believe. Temple in play, though. Oh, there is the Temple in play. I missed that. When did that come into play? Yeah, who played the Temple when? Did Raymond play it last turn? Wait, why would Raymond play the Temple if they're the ones who has the Reversal Energy left? Because Adam has already discarded their Reversal Energy. I didn't even realize the Temple was in play. When did that come into play? That could be bad for Raymond. So it looks like there is a Super Rod in the hand here for Raymond as well. Needs to get the Guard EX. Raymond played it before he Iono'd. Huh. Wonder if that was worth it then. It doesn't seem worth doing. Not a big fan of that, I don't think. And the energy again from Raymond. There's 7 in there. But you need 9 to KO the Guard EX. Here comes the Super Rod. Guard EX and 1 energy. 2 energy. Only 5 in the discard pile then. It needs to try and hit 1 off of the Shiny Arcana here, I believe. Yeah, that Temple in play is backfiring pretty heavily for Raymond here. I don't know why Raymond played it if Raymond was the one with the Reversal Energy left. Raymond probably shouldn't have played that Temple last turn. I didn't even realize it was in play. All right, Shiny Arcana. Looking for a energy hit. Let's see if they get it. Oh, no energy hit. So unless they get a Stadium, they actually can't get to 9 this turn. Really for 2. Actually, Adam might come back and win this. That's actually kind of crazy. Oh, there's the collapsed. It still needs... Wait, you don't have Guard EX. Okay, hold up. Got the Guard EX. Okay. Has the Guard EX. Has the Reversal. Has the... Okay, has it all in the end. Yeah, the collapse... That Sinnoh was definitely a misplay there from Raymond. That Sinnoh should not have been put into play. That almost cost him. But yeah, it has plenty of energy here, and we'll be able to get the KO. But yeah, I didn't like that play from Adam. I didn't like the play from Adam. You appreciate the 17 months there, Shiny Maple. I didn't like that play from Adam. I didn't like the Adam going for the Boss play this turn. I think Adam should have gone for the Iono play this turn. Look for the Boss play on the next turn. And I think that would have given Adam a better shot there for sure. I think Adam would have definitely had quite a bit better of a shot if they had gone about it like that. Yo, what's up, Dynamite? Yeah. All right. Adam had a rough start on that one too. Prize double Ralts. That's rough to do. We'll have Adam going first in this one now though. Appreciate 3 months there, Dynamite Horse. Okay, Fall Crystal starting off from Adam. Probably gonna find there's the Mew. We're looking for that Battle VIP pass off the Mew, of course. I'll shuffle into 2 Riffles. Wait, was it actually only 2 Riffles? Appreciate the 100 bits there, Benji. Raymond is definitely taking a little bit too long on their turns. I'm not gonna lie. A whiff off the Mew, bro. It doesn't have to be a battle VIP pass, but a whiffing is pretty rough there. Like, Adam doesn't have to hit the battle VIP pass, but actually whiffing there is like really, really bad. Is there any other rolls in the hand here for Raymond or Adam? My bad. Raymond, Adam, and Raymond just opened up the Mew here. Has an Iono in the hand as well. Probably gonna see a really, really good turn one here from Raymond. If you open up Iono plus Mew, like the chance for it to go wrong is pretty low. We're seeing a Greninja off the rip. Just wants to make sure to get those extra cards. That's a double rolls off the Greninja, bro. To be honest, as Raymond here, you maybe consider not playing the Iono. I don't hate the idea of not playing the Iono here because Adam went one Ralts pass. Like, I mean, guys, what does that mean that the rest of Adam's hand is? Maybe the rest of the hand has to be like Candy Gardevoir, but yeah, maybe the rest of the hand has to be Candy Gardevoir there in the hand. Like, something's got to be in that hand, right? Like, Adam went use Mew, pass, basically. So yeah, I don't know about this. I don't know what you do here as Raymond. You could definitely, there's an argument to not play the Iono here, though, I think for sure, with how slow of a turn Adam had. But if none of those cards in the hand find Ralts, is it possible that there's definitely just like Candy Gardevoir in there, or like a high chance, especially with the Mew and the active, right? Decent chance that Adam has Candy Gardevoir, right? So maybe you do play the Iono because you don't care if Adam finds Ralts next turn, probably. If they don't have the Candy Gardevoir, if they find a couple Ralts. And you also know there's no Battle VIP pass in hand, so if you play the Iono here, there's a high chance they draw into a dead card like the Battle VIP pass. So we're going with the Mew first here for Raymond. This makes me think that Raymond is not going to play the Iono. If you're using the Mew here, I feel like you're not playing the Iono. But then it's interesting that they played the level ball. It's definitely interesting that Raymond played the level ball there when they did. Because you could have saved that to get a Kirlia instead. Because I'm pretty sure Raymond drew double Ralts off of that Greninja there. But maybe he only drew one. They're going with the Cresselia play. They're not even going for the quad Ralts here. They're going to get the Cresselia in play early here. I'm actually not sure about this as well. Like, should you go quad Ralts or triple Ralts Cresselia? I see a lot of people do the triple Ralts Cresselia, but I don't know. I just like kind of getting 4 Ralts down. I'm kind of always assuming that my opponent's going to hit the Candy Gardevoir, which obviously they're not always going to hit. It's not always true that they're going to have the Candy Gardevoir. There's also maybe a Ralts prize here for Raymond. Was that 7 cards from Adam there, actually? The VIP pass was in the first 6, I think, so it's not a huge deal, but that felt like it was 7 cards there from Adam. Hey, what's up, Dark Lord? Was looking for the candy there, did whiff the candy, so now just has to research away. It's research away double Kirlia. Yeah, you can tell by Adam's body language, he's pretty deflated, like just been drawing pretty poorly. Now has to research away a Super Rod, a Gardevoir, double Kirlia, and doesn't have the turn 2 Candy Guardy yet. I don't think I see it in the hand either. I do see some Ralts though, so we're on a little bit of a recovery trail here for Adam. It looks like maybe is gonna go. What do you get off this? Probably go get a, I don't know, Kirlia. You could go get, there's an energy in hand. You could get the Greninja. It looks like Adam is eyeing up the Greninja. I think there might have been a level ball in the hand as well. It was 6. Okay, it looked like 7. It felt like 7 to me, but goes for the Greninja off the Ultra Ball. Of course, Greninja is a little bit harder to find than something like a Kirlia. You have more outs to Kirlia than you do Greninja, so it kind of makes sense to go for the Greninja here. I think has a level ball in hand as well. Adam does, so can get to 1 Kirlia. They need to. There's the Gardevoir, but I don't think there's a right candy. We do have that level ball though. Here comes the level ball. Definitely need to get a Kirlia out here. I think we need to see some more cards. And then of course increase your odds of actually getting to a Gardevoir on the next turn. Because you won't need the rare candy. You could just evolve the Kirlia to the Gardevoir, of course. So, and there we go. Refinement. Looking for ideally another Ralts, I think here. I think yeah, Adam would like to see another Ralts if possible. Let's see. What is that? It's an Ultra Ball. Do you have to do it though? Yeah, Adam's torn. It's like, I need another Ralts here, man. What, do I want to give up my second guard? Wait, isn't that the second Gardevoir EX though? Okay, I don't know if Adam could have done. I think that was the second Gardevoir EX. All right, this might be a mistake from Adam. I don't think you can discard both your Gardevoir EX and a Super Rod. Yeah, that's a huge mistake from Adam. I think he's just a little bit on tilt. And maybe forgot about the first Gardevoir EX. But yeah, Adam, that's going to be a tough comeback now. I don't even know if Adam is going to be able to actually attack with attack next turn. All right. See what Raymond can cook up here. Looking for that Candy Gardevoir, of course. And then attack with Cresselia, probably ideally. Remove the only Curlia from play would be pretty good. Would you rather Mirage Step Curly in the Mirror Match or Refinement? Refinement. You have no bench space to Mirage Step anyways. And Raymond still has that Mew in the active as well. So got the Mew in the active. It's looking pretty good here for Raymond to get off that turn 2 Candy Gardevoir. We'll see. Ooh, think about using Mew already. Okay. No more Curlias to work with. No Ultra Ball, nowhere Candy. There's a Fog Crystal there and a Battle VIP Pass. Not a whole ton to work with there. See what Raymond goes for. Think about Fog, puts the Fog back. I mean, Fog makes the most sense. Unless you have like an Ultra Ball in hand, then you might want to go with the Battle VIP Pass, but if they have the Candy. I assume if they use the Mew there, they don't have the Candy Gardevoir yet. They might not even have a draw support. It might be a slow turn here for Raymond, to be honest. Maybe this will be some opportunity. But Adam, it's a really tall order for Adam because Adam discarded both the both the Guardi EXs. Nope, there's the Candy. Oh, wait a second. Not the Gardevoir that we were looking for. There's still hope here for the whiffed attack. Definitely playing a supporter. It is an Iono. Could still find Candy Guardi EX, but yeah, could still find the Candy Guardi EX, but a little bit less likely now. Does have a decent amount of draw power to work with still, though. When did they get the Iono, though? I feel like they should have used the Iono and then... Oh, they had the Candy in hand, so they want to find the Ultra Ball to me. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, never mind. Depends on the numbers remaining in the deck, though, for sure. You can at least draw 2 more cards off the Shiny Arcana here. And if they hit the outs for Candy Guardi, they can still make it work. But if not, we're probably looking at trying to get another Curlia down at the very least onto that Ralts. And just, you know, keep digging through the deck. See as many cards as possible for next turn. There's the Ultra Ball. There's a Candy in hand. And it gets rid of 2 Battle VIP Pass. So pretty efficient there. But is it for a Guardi EX or is it for a Curlia? It looks like, yep, there's the Guardi EX. So pretty good follow-up here off that Iono from Raymond. Gonna be able to pull off an attack. But I don't know how many energy are in the discard pile here for Raymond. So maybe he actually can't attack with the Cresselia. You definitely would want to remove that Curlia from play if you could, but... Let's see. That energy that Raymond put on the Shiny Arcana, they could have put that on Mew instead. And they could have retreated it to get it to the discard pile. So they'd have one more... No, that'd be the same amount of damage, though. Okay, so it looks like Raymond is going to whiff the KO on the Curlia. Yeah, so attaching to the Mew is like the same thing, so it doesn't really matter. So you can either go after the Mew here of Adam, or probably what you're going to do is KO the... Actually, to be honest, with 1 Super Rod and 2 Guardi X in the discard pile here for Adam, I would actually KO the Mew here, because the Mew increases Adam's chances of actually seeing that Super Rod, the second Super Rod. So if I was Raymond here, I would actually KO the Mew. But I don't know if Raymond noticed that there's 2 Guardi EX. Yeah, I don't know if Raymond realized that there's 2 Guardi EX in the discard pile here for Adam. Oh, there's the Super Rod and instantly grabbed from Adam. Yeah, I think that's a mistake from Raymond. Raymond could have literally just like taken over the game. The game would be over. Yeah, definitely a mistake from Raymond to not KO the Mew. That's why you always check your opponent's discard pile. 2 Guardi EX and a Super Rod gone. The only out for Adam was to go get... the only out for Adam there is to get the last Super Rod. And hits it off the Mew. I think you could have limited that there from Raymond for sure. Here comes Curly. It has the Red Candy in hand here for Adam, so he's digging for that Guardi EX to Red Candy that out this turn. It's still, even if Adam does attack this turn, it's still a steep, still a tall order to get the dub here. Here we go, Greninja for 2. There's the Guardi EX, though. Okay. And there's a Level Ball in hand as well. I believe one of these Ralts can become a Curlia as well here. I guess you could, like... You can only... I don't know if you should Candy that, though. Because that Ralt you could have... Yeah, I don't know if I like that Candy there from Adam. You could have evolved that one to the Guardi EX. Unless this is all Adam has. This might be all Adam has. Oh, it looks like it is. Adam's just going to go retreat attack here. Doesn't have anything else to work with. So still... All right, this is still pretty bad. Still looking pretty bad here. And Raymond could get the KO here. Only needs 7 energy to actually knock out this Gardevoir. And actually, he's even thinking about pushing up the Gardevoir. Well, I don't know why you'd ever do that. I think you always push a Mew here, but did he shuffle after Super Rod? He did shuffle after Super Rod. He maybe didn't shuffle very well, and that's why they were still together, which could definitely be a thing. I don't know how well Adam shuffled on that shuffle, but they definitely shuffled because their first draw did not see the Guardies, and the second draw did. So yeah, definitely possible for a knockout here from Raymond on the active Gardevoir, and looks like is eyeing up a Ralts as well. We should do predictions after Adam loses. Oh, we should do predictions. I should have done predictions at the beginning of the set, to be honest. I forgot to do them. I'm just not, it's not something that remains on the top of my head. But if anyone in chat ever remembers when we're doing live gameplay review, always let me know, because I'm down to do them. I just forget to do them. Yeah, if Adam wins this game, we'll do a prediction for game 3. But if not, we'll do a prediction for the finals as well. Or at the very least, we'll do a prediction for the finals. So we need a couple more energy here for Raymond, but I think Raymond's pretty close to... Oh my gosh. I mean, that's a lot of energy there. Still has 1 refinement to work with. Is that enough energy to get the KO is kind of the question here. We got to be close here to the 7. 1, 2, not quite. It's 5. We're really close here. Should be really close. Going to the Shiny Arcana now. Ooh, that was a hit. All right, that should be enough. I think this is enough here. That's 4. Already attached for turn. And then if you refinement away 1 more, that'll equal 7. Yeah. There was a little bit of a miracle for Adam to recover to this point, to be honest. But it was still going to be an uphill battle, and we're seeing like that. Yeah, it's still going to be pretty tough here for Adam to come back, despite like getting the Super Rod, getting out the Candy Guard EX. Recovered a little bit, but it's going to be tough. We'll see. I'm gonna have like a really good, even like a good Iono next turn isn't like enough. I feel like. Ourselves a refinement to use. Boom, there we go. 2 more. Another Fog Crystal. I can't see what the other card is. I think you probably want to hit Adam with an Iono here if you do have one. I don't think it would hurt. Comes the Pal Pad. What are they grabbing? Looks like Iono and a boss for later. I feel like we're gonna probably see an Iono here from Raymond to close out the turn. We'll see if they got it in the hand though or not. Is Coach Lugia not good? I haven't seen it anywhere. It's not very good, no. And I think that is an Iono at the front of the hand there. Oh, maybe his Super Rod as well. Think about recovering just the Cresselia. Probably not worth. You probably want to save your Super Rod to recover Gardevoir pieces. Second guessing it one more time. Making sure they have enough energy. There's an Iono. Not too much else is going to change. I think we're just going to see the attack finally. That Ralts came down this turn, so it can't evolve. Oh, they haven't even used Mew yet. Okay, they still got Mew to work with. Hold up. We got a little bit more. Mew's coming out. There's the Super Rod, it looked like. That's probably the take. I don't know what else you'd want here. Goes for the Super Rod. Go to recover Gardevoir afterwards. For Adam, I don't know. I think you'd probably want to be able to attack with Cresselia this turn as Adam if you can. Try and candy that Ralts into a Gardevoir EX. Curlia can stay at Curlia or evolve up into a Shiny Arcana Gardevoir. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. 3 more to the active. There we go. 6 on the active. And knockout. Another 3 prize cards. Yeah, Mew sent up from Adam. And yeah, if you at least... Yo, Adam is playing so fast. What the heck? There's a level ball. I guess you don't need Guardi EX this turn, to be honest. But I was saying you probably want to attack with... You could have just attacked with Shiny Arcana this turn. Level balls for a Ralts. But attacking with Cresselia seems a little bit better here, so you don't lose all your draw power. Oh, there was the rare candy in hand. There's a rare candy in hand here for Adam, I think. No Guardi EX this time, though. And there's the concede. Okay. Still could have gotten attach active. Actually, it was maybe out of Shiny Arcana. Actually, I think Adam was out of Shiny Arcana Gardevoirs. One was prized and one was in the discard pile with 2 Super Rod. So yeah, never, not looking good for Adam there. Yeah, rough start. Definitely misplayed with that Ultra Ball discard, but never, yeah, Raymond was basically always in control of that game from the start. All right, here we go. Who is going first? It is Calvin. the Mew versus, versus the Mew as of right now, but Mew versus Guardy. I definitely favor Guardy over, well, to be honest, without Spiritomb, I'm not sure if I do favor Guardy. Without Spiritomb, I'm not sure if I favor Guardy. A big card in this matchup, especially going first as Calvin, is if they play the Avery or not. You know, if Raymond goes 4 Ralts plus a Greninja turn 1, which is not that hard to get as the Mew player. If Calvin responds with, okay, Avery, Escape Rope, pretty good response. Even maybe get a Lost City involved in there as well. I did see some Lost City in there. I'm pretty sure I saw I think I saw Lost City in there, so I'm pretty sure there's Lost Cities. Yeah, the big card for this one will definitely be the Avery. It is what's like some said in chat is double turbo Mew. Yeah, the big card will be the Avery. Rest of the hand here from Calvin still looking pretty good. Has a cram in there and a Palpad, which we'll probably see that get crammed here. I would assume we'll see that get crammed here. Has a VMAX in there as well. Goes for the Mew V actually. I don't like this. I see a lot of people do this, but like, why? What do you just get the second and third Mew V later? Why would we not want another Genesect? Even if it's just like +1 card, doing a Genesect for 1, that could be the difference between continuing your turn or not. Well, no, I still think it's correct to do that. I don't like the. I would like to see a Genesect there. To be honest, the first thing that Calvin should have done to start their turn should have been Nest Ball and then use Cram and just see how the Cram lands, to be honest. But Genesect for 1. It is switch. Okay. Genesect for 1 again. I think there's another card that's playable in there. Oh, maybe there is. Is it an Ultra Ball? I don't think you want to Ultra Ball with a Mew VMAX. Well, Ultra Ball with a Mew VMAX. If you have the other 2 Mew VMAX in the... Okay, pretty good. But yeah, I don't like the second Mew grab before the third. I like seeing 3 Genesect grabbed first. 2 of each looks nicer. It does look nicer. I don't know. I've been bailed out by that Genesect for 1 or 2, the third Genesect 1 or 2 to like continue my turn so much. Like I don't see... There's just no real value by having 2 Mew in play as opposed to having the third Genesect in play this early. I never get the point of... But I see people do it all the time where they go... Play out their Pokemon search cards... play out the Pokemon search cards, get triple Genesect Mew, or double Mew, double Genesect, instead of triple Genesect Mew. I don't know. It is a little bit matchup dependent, because obviously there's like a threat on your lone Mew V, but you're up against Guardy here. I'm sure Calvin knows that. And if not, the Mew in the active here from Raymond. If Calvin doesn't know what Raymond is playing, but I'm just going to guess that Calvin knows what Raymond is playing. The Mew telegraphs Guardy, but the only other deck that it probably would potentially be would be Chi and Pao, which neither deck can attack turn 2, so... You know, to Max Miracle turn 2, it's just not that relevant. I'd rather just make sure I set up than make sure I Max Miracle. You can always just Technoblast and then bench Mew V the next turn and then retreat and attack with Technoblast or something. That last Genesect had a pretty good draw though. 4 Shield Stone in play ahead of time just in case you get Ionoed, and a double turbo to the bench Mew. Let's see how good of a turn Raymond has here. Did have a mulligan to work with. The top deck is a Rare Candy, which is obviously not great. If you don't get 2 Mew off VIP, then you never find Mew again. Well, then how are you gonna find your other Are you just conceding the fact that you're gonna stay at 3 bench Pokemon the whole game? It's a Mew curse. It's the Mew curse. Okay, my bad. I didn't know about the Mew curse. My bad. I forgot about the Mew curse. Why do you have the Genesect upside down? That's how he like indicates that he's used when he's using a Genesect's ability. That's how he's indicating that one has been used. So every time he puts it at Genesect upside down, he's just being like, all right, this Genesect's ability is used. Go to the next Genesect, turn it upside down, proceed, or continue, whatever. We have the Battle VIP pass here from Raymond. I assume that came off the Mew. I wasn't fully paying attention. Do we ever see the Greninja get grabbed here? Or is there just going to be double Ralts? Ideally, you want quad Ralts here. The only reason you don't want quad Ralts is if Calvin plays Avery, and then maybe you want triple Ralts. Who's going to win? Honestly, well, I don't know. It depends on Calvin's list. A lot of this matchup comes down to the tech cards on Calvin's side. Is there a Lost City? Or how many Lost City, if any? Avery or not? Without knowing the tech cards, I'd probably give the advantage to Guardy. But if the Mew player is teched out for the matchup, I honestly think it might be Mew favored without Spiritomb. If Guardy ever has Spiritomb, Guardy's just like favored. There's no way it's okay to just stack the bot of your deck with counts, no cap. All right, Zub, you have to speak in a little bit better of English there. Are you saying there's no way it's okay to put all your Pokemon towards the bottom of your deck? Why? What is your problem with that? Why is it not okay? It is legal. It is legal. Put all his energy to the bottom to count them? Yeah. Okay, so it is legal to do that though. But did you know it was legal, or are you saying that it shouldn't be, or it's not legal? And if it is legal and you think it shouldn't be legal, why do you think it shouldn't be legal? Celia bench there. Player on escape rope. Got 2 Ralts. If the rest of the hand here is dead for Raymond, though, I think I would have liked to have seen a Greninja instead of one of those Ralts to see some more cards. That's like, yeah, I would like to have seen a Greninja just like to dig for more. It would be better if it's not legal. That's fair. Wait, why though? Why would it be better if it's not legal, Benji? All right, over to Calvin. So even if Calvin plays, I'm hyping up the Avery there, but I'm saying that it shouldn't be okay because it's easy to manipulate that. Yeah, but just make sure your opponent sufficiently randomizes their deck. I don't know if you're playing your if you're saying the reason it shouldn't be legal is because it's one more thing that your opponent could be doing to be cheating, but like your opponent could be doing anything to be cheating. So then your argument is, but then the argument would become, well, then you should always be watching your opponent like a hawk. But if that's like another thing that you have to watch your opponent like a hawk about, then you should just assume you always have to watch your opponent like a hawk because they could be doing anything. So at that point, that adding to the list of things that could be cheating doesn't really impact anything. You see what I'm saying? Like, they could be manipulating a whole bunch of other things too. That's like, so they, I guess if you're saying, I think if you think that shouldn't be legal, then you should think declumping should also be illegal as well. Like, you'd have to put it under that umbrella. I think that would have to fall, because otherwise that's the exact same thing, right? The people do have malicious intent. It's easier if you are allowed to rearrange cards in the deck. Yeah, but people could have malicious intent around so many things in the game, though. I feel like that's like kind of an irrelevant, like, I don't know. Like, are we just gonna assume everyone's a cheater all the time? But if we assume that, we always should be watching them like a hawk. And if we're always watching them like a hawk, who cares if they move the cards from their deck to the bottom of the deck, as long as we are watching them like a hawk and making sure they sufficiently randomize after. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so that's on you. That's true, Zubby. That's very true. All right, so we did have the, yeah, so even if Calvin has Avery here, Avery doesn't really matter here, because there was only 3 bench Pokemon there for Raymond. Did also put the path out. We see the Curlia immediately come down here for Raymond, so no potential of Candy Gardevoir. Why not take away the option? I also don't like declumping for the same reason. I mean, I guess you can make an argument, why not just take away the option, be like one more thing you have to worry about people cheating with. But if people are going to cheat, they're going to just find a different way to cheat, you know? Like, I don't think that, like, I guess, like, trying to make it less, I think that's why we use see-through dice, right? Is like, easier to cheat with not see-through dice. I don't know, I guess like maybe that makes sense if we're trying to minimize it. But yeah, if you get rid of the moving Pokemon to the, you'd have to get rid of declumping altogether then if you're trying to get rid of that, which I think would be fair. And that is just a concede from Raymond there. I don't know if they prize the rest of their Ralts or whatever, but yeah, they just pick it up there. Like I said, I think Raymond, if their Greninja was in the deck, I think Raymond misplayed by not getting Greninja there to try and draw into like a draw supporter off of the Greninja, as opposed to just get double Ralts there. So I think it was a mistake. I mean, if they could do that. I don't want them to do that though, because I feel like my opponents misplay so often by not checking their prize card. So I want to keep that. I personally want to keep that advantage. I want my opponents to keep misplaying by not checking their prize cards. Well, that's Greninja into 2 more energy, so I'm hoping Raymond has some way to draw some basics here. There's a level ball. Maybe we see the Mew here, retreat to Mew, and then hopefully find a Battle VIP pass so Raymond can get cooking in this one. See what they got, though. Using your opening hand and prizes solves that, too. I mean, I don't know if we should do that, but... It says who will win game 1. Oh, does it really? Oh, it's for the set. I don't know why who put it as who will win game 1. Yeah, game 2 Gamba. All right, well, I guess if it says who will win game 1, Evie, are you the one who set the prediction? Why'd you set it as who would win game 1? Why didn't you set it for the set? Well, I guess we have to initiate the refund now, or I should initiate the verdict of game 1. I don't think there was a VIP pass there from Raymond. I think I maybe saw an Ultra Ball, so at least no, it's a rare candy. Oh no. No Ralts turn 1 from Raymond. Well, might as well. This is like Raymond chose to go 3rd in this one. Interesting choice from Raymond there, choosing to go third. Usually going first is optimal in this matchup, but Raymond is switching up on him. Sheesh, man. Lose your one. I'll let Eevee decide what to do with it. Just treat it as the set. Okay, yeah, treat it as the set. It should be the set. I don't know why we'd ever do an individual game. Yeah, it's for the set. It's for the set. It was the autofill prediction. Oh, okay. I don't know why it would be prediction off game 1. When did we ever do a game 1 prediction? What do you think about what do you think about a sideboard in Pokemon like they have in Magic? I mean, you could. It would six card sideboard as prize cards. I don't know. I mean, that'd be interesting. I think it's also just like fine the way it currently is, personally, but I think it's fine the way it currently is. All right, we got an Ultra Ball here from Calvin. Gives up the Chromatic and the Judge. Judge here is not that bad, to be honest. Raymond did bench 0 Ralts, but if you judge him to 4 here, it's like not the end of the world from Calvin. But Calvin can probably just take this one pretty slow with how bad of a start Raymond had and just kind of throw some stuff out there. Looks like we might even see the 4 Seal Stone. Go ahead and grab themselves a Battle VIP Pass and get a couple, hopefully double Genesect here. I'm looking for that double Genesect here. More Genesects, the better. And I believe the rest of the hand is a Mew VMAX and a Path to the Peak, which of course are 2 very important cards for the deck and the matchup. So just hold on to those. Makes sense to Ultra Ball what they did. Yeah, we should see just a grab of double Genesect here. Draw a couple more Genesect. But yeah, you don't even need to see that much more this turn from Calvin, as long as you have like something to work with on your next turn. Which just enough fusion, just enough fusion energy Pokemon, just enough fusion Pokemon in play is usually all you need. Yeah, double Genesect. Then we should just see a draw 3 after this. I don't think we'll see the. No, we can't play the Path. I think it's only a Path and a VMAX in the hand right now. There we go. Draw for 3. Actually, you know what? To be honest, if you knew double turbo. Actually, I think any more information on your prize cards would be a bad thing in the game, besides just knowing them, like knowing what they are. But to be honest, and I'll rant more about this after we watch the rest of this match. Let's watch the rest of this match and then I'll rant. All right, there's a pass from Calvin over. I think there was a vacuum in the hand, so we could have seen the vacuum on the 4 Seal Stone there and then draw with that last chance like more. But like I said, Calvin doesn't have to be too aggressive here. So level ball, use the Greninja first here from Raymond. So that makes you think Raymond doesn't have a draw supporter. I think if Raymond had an Iono there, you would have started with Iono instead. Here comes level ball for the Ralts. And then it might just end up being Mew to try and get another Ralts in play. I don't know if Raymond actually has an Iono in hand here, or I don't know, some other kind of draw supporter. Because they started with Greninja and they didn't draw into a draw supporter. But I think if you had an Iono in the opening hand there from Raymond, you would have just played the Iono to start the turn. That would have been the proper way to start that sequence here. Attach active. Okay, there is an Iono. Interesting to have not starting with that still makes more sense to me in my head though. I feel like we should have started with Iono and then built on the hand with the Greninja afterwards. How many more Ralts can we find here for Raymond? There's an Artisan in hand. We need a little bit more than that though. You appreciate the 44 months there, BJam. We still have the Mew as well. We got the what's it called? Mysterious Tail. All right, Fog Crystal gets a Ralts. Artisan could get a Ralts. You kind of want to keep the Artisan though as Raymond though, because that is one of your outs to Path to the Peak, but we're gonna see it get played here. Artisan grabs a Ralts, and then we still got the Mysterious Tail. 4 Ralts on the way. We could see it. Quad Ralts coming out for Raymond. Started with 0. That was a really bad start here from Raymond, but it's starting to bring it back a little bit here. And usually in this matchup, I feel like this matchup has turned into, you're not looking for like 2 big one-hit KOs. You don't have the 4 Seal or the Sky Seal Stoning here anymore to like KO Mew VMAX for 4, KO Genesect for 2. Usually you're looking for like just like turn 2 punch with Gardevoir EX is usually like the plan in this matchup, I feel like. There we go. Quad Ralts. Okay, this is where, like I said, I don't know if Calvin plays Avery, but Avery plus Escape Rope would be really good here from Calvin. You'd effectively wipe out KO in the Greninja here, or removing the Greninja from the field is not that important, but you'd remove the Greninja for the potential from draw there. One of the Ralts would have to get discarded off the Avery as well, and then if you have the follow-up of the Escape Rope, you also KO a Ralts for turn as well. Double Feather Ball off the rip here from Calvin. All right, Calvin's already cooking, but yeah, I don't know if Calvin plays the Avery. Not everyone plays the Avery. I would recommend it. If you're going to play double Turbo Mew especially, I would recommend you play Avery as well. Actually goes for the Mew VMAX over a Mew V. That doesn't make any sense unless they're all prized, I guess. Maybe has one in hand as well. That could be it as well. There could be a Mew V in hand, but I think you'd rather fill your bench. You'd definitely rather fill your bench with Pokemon to draw more cards with Genesect than... It could be out, though. Oh, they have an Ultra Ball to work with as well. Oh, and a Cram. Tails. They have an Ultra Ball. I don't know what that last card in the hand is. That's... I do not... Why did we get 2 Mew VMAX when we could have got a Mew V? And maybe the 2 Mew V are prized. They might all be prized. That is possible. We could have hella Mew V prized here. Also on a Ralts. Okay, so no Avery action. Probably also just doesn't play the Avery, to be honest. Most people don't. Comes another Genesect. Has the Path in hand as well, so... Could shut down the potential from a... Guardy EX next turn as well. I think you may as well throw that Path out there. You don't want turn 2 Guardy... Or Guardy EX, not turn 2, but Guardy EX KO. And we'll probably see a Max Miracle here. Every time I put Avery in, it gets no value, and I take it out and I need it. It's pretty good. I mean, it's really only very strong in the Guardy matchup. It's okay against Lost Box, but I would play it. First Kirlia here from Raymond. Like I said, Raymond's going to be looking for that Candy Gardevoir here. And just punch with Gardevoir, just get some damage in play, start rolling. I do see an Iono in the hand now, so we could see them play that next. It looks like they do have a Super Rod to recover the Ralts. Attached to a Ralts. And Iono. If they did have a Super Rod there, I would have liked to have seen them Super Rod the Ralts, to be honest. I would like to have seen the Super Rod on the Ralts if they did have the Super Rod there. Try and get that set up. This is one of the tricky things, I guess, with Mew now. It's like when you put your Path in play, it's possible you get Iono next turn. If you get Iono next turn, then all of a sudden you might not have an answer to Path. They answer the Path that you did before. There's an Ultra Ball in the hand here at the very least for Raymond. There is that Super Rod in hand, but I think you're probably eyeing up the potential of a Candy Gardevoir or just another Kirlia in play to draw more cards is probably what Raymond is going to go for here. So my guess is going to be Ultra Ball for Kirlia and then Refinement, but we'll see. Looking at the Super Rod though, that's the Ralts. One more check. You definitely want to get this Ralts back into play if you can. I think Raymond is maybe just thinking about what to Ultra Ball away here, or if it's worth Ultra Balling for the Ralts or rather than Ultra Balling for a Kirlia. Oh, we still have Mysterious Tail. Hold up. There's a Battle VIP Pass. There's a Fog Crystal. So now with the Fog Crystal, I think we are for sure recovering that Ralts. There's a Fog Crystal. We're going back in. Here comes the Soup. Just for the Ralts. Fog Crystal for the Ralts. Will the Ultra Ball be played? We might hold on to the Ultra Ball here, because that would become a Gardevoir next turn. It could become a Kirlia this turn for that Ralts on the bench with the energy, but maybe you hold off on it to make it a Gardevoir. Also, especially if you're not going to be able to use Refinement anyways, if your hand doesn't support a Refinement. Like if you use the Ultra Ball, but you're not going to use Refinement, then maybe it's best to just hold the Ultra Ball as is. We're going into another turn here where, once again, Avery would be really good for Calvin. Once again, I don't know if Calvin plays the Avery, but if Calvin does play Avery, Avery would be really, really good right now. We'll see on this next turn if they got it or not. Raymond is stressing here. Thinking about the Ultra Ball or not. To Ultra Ball or not to Ultra Ball. If it's only going to get a Kirlia and not use Refinement, I kind of like holding it. But by getting another Kirlia in play, you do increase your odds of getting out more Gardevoirs next turn. Like, if Calvin just goes Boss KO a Kirlia, then you only have one Kirlia in play to work with. And then to get 2 Gardevoirs out there, you have to Candy one. Is Calvin on the DT Mew train? Calvin is on the DT Mew train. Another boss. There we go. Boss of Kirlia. This is what I was talking about. Just getting a Kirlia in play, even if you're not using Refinement, does still have a decent amount of value. Choice Belt coming down to the Mew. Makes sense. Choice Belt really not that good in this matchup, to be honest. So maybe you just put on a Genesect. It does offer the possibility of Boss KO'zation. But if you're doing a Boss KO'zation play at this point as Calvin, you're probably just winning the game. So to be honest, I would put the Choice Belt on a Genesect. Because you could probably be able to make it... You'd probably be able to replicate that play with the tablet. We did see when Calvin was searching through their deck, they do play the gloves. So you want to keep a Mew open to be able to hold some gloves. KO Guardy EX potentially. There's a Refinement. Ultra Ball is in the hand here. That Kirlia can become a Guardy EX here, which I'm sure is what we're going to see. Still needs to find an out to Path to the Peak. We got the Mysterious Tail to work with. I think that might be a Guardy EX in the hand, in the back of it. So this is going to go get a Kirlia here, I think, as long as there's a Kirlia in the deck. There might not be a Kirlia here. Or maybe we're missing something else. It looked at the Shiny Arcana Gardevoir. Once again, kids, this is why it's important to check your prize cards. There we go. Grab the Kirlia. That will probably be evolved to the 60 HP Ralts. There's a... Oh, gonna leave the 60 HP Ralts as a Ralts. I don't hate that either, though, because that leaves the least amount of... Like, you're like... Your opponent kind of wants to KO... They would much rather KO a Kirlia with energy than a Ralts with energy. So it kind of like splits up your value on board. So now this Ralts could be candied into a Shiny Arcana Gardevoir. Or maybe... the Kirlia evolves into one, so you kind of want to remove the draw power as the Mew player, but then if the Ralts has the energy, which if that becomes a Shiny Arcana, that can 1-hit KO you all of a sudden. So you're trying to like split up your value on board by like evolving one to Kirlia, attaching energy to the Ralts. That Ralts still might become a rare candied Gardevoir or a Kirlia this turn. It's still possible, but... Ooh, gives up a Shiny Arcana Gardevoir. Actually, what was the hand that you did that? That was interesting from Raymond. Why would you... I don't like that. There must be a second Shiny Arcana in the... How do you like Iona yourself to 6 and then decide to refinement away a Shiny Arcana? Okay, it's because I hit 2 Shiny Arcana. But even then, that's a little wild to me. They do have the reversal in the hand right here. They're actually maybe not that far off from being able to 1-hit KO the Mew. They do have the... They have the reversal in the hand. Ooh, there was a Stadium in the top 2 there. And I think that's what Raymond wanted there, was that Stadium card. You put the Stadium in play... You Greninja away in energy. There might have been enough there for Raymond to actually get the AO. Now here comes the Shiny Arcana. I mean, it's correct to sequence it how Raymond did to maximize their odds of seeing the Stadium. It just kind of sucks that the Stadium was in the top 2 there. It would have been a pretty good draw. But now we might just see Raymond passing and really hoping that Calvin does not have boss KO on that Shiny Arcana Gardevoir. Looks like they have another Super Rod, though. Second Super Rod coming out here. Ideally comboed with a way to find that Ralts. Once again, just keep getting the Ralts back in play. It's just a Ralts recycle simulator over here for Raymond so far this game. And he's already down 1 game, so needs to do a little bit more than just recycle Ralts over and over again. They did shuffle, so that makes me think they don't have an out to the Ralts, unfortunately. I think that is going to be the... Oh, might have Palpad in here again here. Eyeing up the double Iono. Palpad also coming down. Put the Ionos back into the deck. Okay. Didn't have Thin before because of the Iono. Didn't it not maximize the chances of Azul Sense to... I have no idea what you just said. I have to rephrase that. Alright, so no Stadium. I think it is just a pass here from Raymond. Oh, I see what you're saying. Because the deck got shuffled... Was there higher chances of the Shiny Arcana hitting the Stadium? Is now then you shuffled the deck with the Mew. Depends how many cards were in the hand before from Raymond. Also, Raymond maybe had a Stadium in hand previously and didn't plan to be able to get the 1-hit KO this turn. And then all of a sudden, when there was the possibility, decided it was better. I don't know how many hands were in the, or how many cards were in the hand before though. That would have been the question. So boss here would be pretty devastating from Calvin. Boss KO on that Guardian on the bench would be pretty good. I think Raymond would still be in a winnable spot, but we'll see. Goes with a Nest Ball first. There's that Mew V. That should have already been on the bench, to be honest. I think Calvin messed up when they went for Feather Ball for a Mew V Max. I think maybe Calvin just tunnel vision and forgot that Feather Ball can also get Mew Vs and not just Mew V Maxes. One more look through the deck. Yeah, I think Mew V should be the grab here. We'll see. Thinking about it. Not going to go with it. Going to go with it. Maybe not going to go with it. And yeah, it goes with the Mew V. I don't know why you would ever not take it. So, I mean, 4th Genesect is good, but very rarely is that actually good, to be honest. Mew V makes a little bit more sense here, I feel like. Okay, so after the match finishes, could you watch the round 3 in the VOD? Best Canadian seniors playing. No, I'm not gonna go back and watch the VOD. All right, maybe there's not a whole ton for Calvin to work with here. And as Calvin is like, so Calvin is still drawing prize cards, but as Calvin keeps going through the deck like this, actually that's not really gonna happen because we had to bump the Stadium here as Raymond. I was gonna say Raymond could just Iono you down to like 3, but if Raymond wants to actually take the knockout here on the Mew VMAX, Raymond also has to bump the path to the peak. So thinking about setting up Cresselia. Interesting. He's thinking about setting up Guardi EX. Or Curlia, I should say. Not Cresselia. Curlia. I think you just go with the Gardevoir here, though. I think your game plan here is Raymond is want to KO the Mew. Well, to be honest, though, what Calvin's going to do, though, is Psychic Leap next turn, theoretically. Get another Mew down. Psychic Leap KO this Gardevoir. Interesting. So, could still be... with how little damage Raymond has in play, Raymond just doesn't have many lines to close out the prize trade here. Needs to find a stadium. Want to KO this Mew VMAX, which I'm just going to assume is going to happen this turn, because if that doesn't happen, I don't see how Raymond ever wins, unless Calvin's hand is, like, trash. There's a Ralt, still double turbo. There's an Iono. The Iono's not going to matter too much, though, like I said, because we're going to bump the path here for Calvin. So we should see bench Ralts. Oh, second Shiny Arcana. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking. There's the Ralts. Reversal active, Iono. See, the problem here, though... yeah, the way this is going to work out here, Calvin's got 3 prize cards left. Raymond's going to go knockout. Yeah, Raymond's going to go KO. Ooh, this could actually get weird, though. Thinking about going with Research, actually. I think there's an Iono in hand, but Research actually is fine, though, to be honest. Because you have to bump the stadium anyways. Yeah, as Raymond here, you have to bump the stadium anyways. So, like, Ionoing Calvin to a lower hand when you bump their stadium and they have 3 Genetics in play, it really doesn't do a whole ton. So, I don't hate the Research here. Here come the Shiny Arcanas. Still needs to find a stadium, it looks like, maybe. But you're definitely going to draw with them anyways, so... I think they drew an energy there, but are deciding not to attach it. I think I would have attached it to... I don't know, where would I have attached that? Would I have attached that anywheres? You could attach that. You could be building up the bench Gardevoir this whole time, to be honest. I'm not sure. You put 2 at the bottom with Iono? Then it's probably correct to use the Mew first, then, I think. Yeah, I think it's probably correct to use Mew first, then. Because you take 1 card out of the... you're taking 1 card out of the deck... that would have been a card in the top half of the deck, and then it could be a card that finds another card that could have been in the top half of the deck. So it turns out 2 cards from the top half of the deck guaranteed, whereas the 2 cards from the bottom half of the deck wouldn't have been cards in the top half, but now would be in the top half. So I guess it's equal, actually, to be honest. It's about equal. Yeah, I think it's about equal. I'm actually not sure. It sounds like it's about equal then, right? Because it'd just be 2-2. But it's possible only 1, because you could get an item card that doesn't thin out cards from the rest of the deck. All right, there's the Collapse Stadium. Benches the Manaphy as well. Thins out the deck a little bit more efficiently there. And then here comes a load up onto the active. And we also have to lose... oh, don't get rid of the Mew! I don't like that from Calvin. Actually, that's a big mistake here from Calvin. Now Calvin can't Psychic Leap for the knockout and retain double Mew in play. So Calvin actually just threw there. Yeah, that's a big throw from Calvin. This is actually a huge opportunity for Raymond now. So what this means is... so... as you see, Raymond is even loading up the Guardi EX to be able to attack under path. So there we go. The Mew VMAX knockout from Raymond. Yeah, so Raymond loads up the Guardi EX there on the bench to be able to potentially attack under path. So Calvin's play here. So Calvin has to KO this. Calvin can't boss KO the Guardi EX because then Calvin loses to this massive Gardevoir in the active. So Calvin's play here was Psychic Leap back to the deck. Calvin's play was Psychic Leap the Mew VMAX back to the deck, KO this Guardi, and then push up a Mew V with a Mew V match with a Mew V on the bench, or even push up a Genesect, whatever. And then there's no 3 prize Pokemon in play for Raymond to KO next turn. So Raymond can't win next turn. So Raymond has to go through 2 more turns to attempt to win the game. So then Raymond has to get... Raymond has to get another knockout that turn to pressure the win. Otherwise, Calvin can just sit there and Psychic Leap infinitely, theoretically. So you have to pressure the win as Raymond, take a knockout, and then take another knockout on the following turn. But that's when Calvin could go like Iono or Roxanne plus Path. What's the score? Calvin is up 1-0. Just threw really big there. It was a pretty big misplay there from Calvin to discard that Mew V. Yeah, that was a pretty big throw. So now you can't Psychic Leap here as Calvin. Or you could Psychic Leap as Calvin. You could go Path, Psychic Leap, send up a Genesect, but then you lose to Raymond going boss KO your Mew V off the bench. So let's see what Calvin chooses to do here. Yeah, because then you lose to Raymond having boss KO the Mew V off the bench. So that was a pretty big throw there from Calvin. And we see that Raymond even set up the Guardi EX with 2 energy. So that way if Calvin does go Path, Psychic Leap, Raymond can then attack under Path to the Peak. And with Raymond being able to attack under Path to the Peak, Raymond can then go Iono plus take a knockout with Guardi on that turn, and then put Calvin down to like a 2-card hand, and then or 1-card hand, 2-card hand at that point. Put Calvin down to a 2-card hand, and then Path is in play. Then Calvin has to get out of the path. But Calvin should never put like on this turn. If Calvin didn't discard the Mew V, Calvin actually shouldn't put Paths at the peak in play. I don't think. Calvin should just Psychic send up a Genesect, no Path, and then next turn go Iono or Roxanne plus Path, or just win by 1 hit KO in the Guard EX. Because up to this point, I guess that's Calvin's first Power Tablet played, is this one right here. So Calvin could have just gone boss 1 hit KO the Guard EX on the next turn, to be honest. But yeah, Calvin definitely through there by discarding that Mew V. That was actually a pretty huge turn in the game. Basically, that almost limits Calvin from ever going for that play. So now Calvin could go Psychically plus Path. Calvin could this turn go Psychically plus Path, which I still think is probably the best play, because if you don't Psychically plus Path, then Raymond can just dig super hard for Zacian plus Stadium and just win the game with Zacian, 1 hit KO the Mew V Max. So I mean, that's what Raymond will play for here on the next turn if there's no if Calvin just attacks with the Mew V Max. We'll have to see what Calvin should do attack with here. It doesn't have the double turbo yet, so it's still missing a couple pieces to even pull off an attack here. Found a Cram, but it has to be on another tablet. 2 tablet down. I don't think Calvin can 1 hit KO Mew Guardi EX anymore. There's the Path. Is it pass? Oh, wow. And there's the boss in the hand for Raymond, so I think that's game. Wait, no, because Calvin has 3 prize cards left. Okay, it's not game, because the reversal energy is no longer active. Okay. Okay, going to some Shiny Arcanas. Is there a chance? Can Raymond win this turn, I guess is the question then. Yeah, because they're tied at 3 prize cards apiece. But we could just see Raymond like thin out the deck here, KO Genesect, and look for boss KO Genesect next turn. Or actually Iono KO, like I was saying, once Mew puts Path in play themselves, just if you just Iono them or judge them, you can make it so they just don't have an answer for their own path, and they kind of screw them. It kind of like it's almost like they screw themselves. So what we could see Raymond do here is just find an Iono, ideally attach to Gardevoir EX, find Iono, play Iono, shuffle the deck, try and draw. Yeah, see, there's the attach, has the Iono. Actually, I'd like to see, it has the Iono, so I'd like to see the Shiny Arcanas happen after the Iono, to be honest. Because you want to draw back into your own boss. So the Guardi can now KO a Genesect. Your active KO is Genesect, then you go to Guardi KO Genesect next turn. You could even retreat and attack with the Guardi EX this turn instead, to be honest. I actually don't hate that play. But I think you want to Iono the Mew player here, because they already built up their hand from the last turn as well. We'll see what they go for here, though. They might just hold a hand because they have the boss in the hand, but I feel like on this turn you want to disrupt your opponent, because Calvin's play next turn is... All right, Penny up, Greninja, put it back down. So Raymond's just thinning out as many cards as possible. I would like to have seen the Iono from Raymond here, though, and then try and dig back into the boss. Raymond instead is going for just clear out as many cards as possible, set up as much draw power as possible. And there might be a boss still in Raymond's deck, and that might be why Raymond's going for this play, because even if you get Iono'd, you know you'll draw into a guaranteed draw into a boss. And if you get Judged, you're getting 4 cards. You're not like too worried about not drawing into your card. If you get Judged as well, the boss that's in your hand could be possibly drawn into as well. I wonder how much time is left as well. They haven't used too much time. Game 1 was pretty fast. All right, there's the boss. Raymond shows him the boss. All right, Calvin concedes. Yeah, pretty big throw there from Calvin, to be honest. Calvin didn't draw into a double turbo anyways, so wouldn't have been able to pull off the Psychic Leap play, but taking away their own Psychic Leap play there was definitely a big mistake. All right, Calvin going. I don't think Calvin plays the Avery. We haven't seen it yet, so I'm assuming Calvin doesn't have the Avery. Yo, appreciate the 5 months there. Jeb Zen. Double battle VIP pass off the rip here from Calvin. Ralt start here for Raymond. We'll see if we see more than 2 Ralts here from Raymond. The 2 games so far have been 2 Ralts into... Yo, Calvin loves the Mew before the Genesect. I hate this. I hate this. Isn't Guardi favored? I think Gardevoir's favored if there's no text in the Mew deck. Can we please get a 3rd Genesect here? Maybe Calvin has a Genesect in hand. I'm just going to assume that Calvin has a Genesect in hand, because it's correct to get a 3rd Genesect before a 3rd Mew here. So I'm just going to assume that Calvin has 3rd Genesect in hand, or Calvin has 3 Mew VMAX in hand. We'll see. After they search their deck? Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying you take away the part where before you search your deck, you don't know where your prize cards are. I don't think there's 3 Mew VMAX in that hand. There better be another Genesect in that hand. Dude. All right. Oh, they might play a... Oh, there is. Thank goodness, bro. You're about to draw before even benching it as well. Thank goodness, bro. I was about to be tilted. I was like, bro, why are we never getting 3 Genesect here? Grab 4th Mew here, please. Choice Belt. The Choice Belt is so bad. I would almost put it on a Genesect, to be honest. I would almost put the Choice Belt on a Genesect. I think it might actually be correct to not put Choice Belt on a Mew, because you never know which one of these Mews wants to end up with the gloves. I don't like the gloves going onto the Mew that you're going to attack with first here, though. You want the gloves to go on a Mew that's sitting on the bench. So I think the gloves actually should have been attached to the active Mew V. Well, the active Mew V could get teleported on, so maybe you don't want that. I would have put the Choice Belt on a Genesect, to be honest, and then the gloves on the Mew V without the double turbo energy. My friend said you laugh like Dr. Hibbert from The Simpsons. I have to go back and re-listen to the Dr. Hibbert's laugh, but it's possible. I've been a fan of the One of Path and Gardevoir for the mirror. It's all right. It's not that good. Nobody really expects it right now. You think it's the best tech for the mirror, or one of is best? Or which one is best? Tech for mirror match? I mean, Path probably is the best tech, but I don't think it like adds that much percentage points, to be honest. It probably is the best tech in the mirror, though. You could retreat the active Mew into the belt one, though. Yeah, you could have retrieved the active Mew into the belt Mew and then put the gloves on the other Mew. I just don't like the gloves on the Mew we plan to attack with initially, because we're probably going to try to use Max Miracle here, so we want to try and save that. Okay, so far it looks pretty good here from Raymond. Another Ralts coming down. Here comes a level ball. I don't think we haven't seen a Lost City from Calvin. I thought I saw one when they were shuffling their deck, but there might be no Lost City in this build either. So I definitely think this is favored for, based on the builds that we've now seen. I think Raymond is favored. But if Calvin plays like Avery and Lost City, and like one Avery and like one Lost City, I think it actually switches to Mew favored. If you at least have the Avery, I think you might actually be favored just based on the Avery. Avery's pretty powerful in this matchup. Because either they don't have that many Ralts in play and you just like boss KO them as they get churned out, or they put a bunch of Ralts in play, which is like ideal to have like a bunch of Ralts in play, and then you Avery and that like cleans up the Ralts for you. Or not even just, it doesn't even get a Ralts. It can even get rid of the Greninja is like pretty good as well. Triple Ralts at least here for Raymond, though. Mew's exhausted, so is the Greninja. Would want to see quad Ralts if Raymond has an out to it, but triple's not bad. Definitely a better start than the last two games for Raymond. So far, looking pretty good. And it looks like it might be a pass from here. They're kind of correcting their board. They usually suggest we're leading to a pass from here. I've already attached return and everything else, so one last look. Ooh, okay, the supportive return, boss on Genesect. I don't hate it. Better do that than nothing. I think boss isn't that good in this matchup anyways, especially when you have like the pal pad like Raymond has. You should be good. There's a switch immediately though from Calvin and Ultra Ball, so we're gonna be cooking here in just a second. I think still has access to their V-Star power as well. They haven't used their 4 Seal Stone, so I think they have their third 4 Seal Stone in hand as well, but you need some kind of target for your Ultra Ball here, so it might as well be. There's a boss on a Ralts. Yep, predictable. And then looks like they might Genesect for 1 before playing this Ultra Ball. I'm curious as to what the other card is by the Ultra Ball. It's definitely not a 4 Seal Stone in hand, I don't think. We'll see, though. I think that is a Palpad. Palpad to recover the boss right now isn't that bad. There's a Vacuum in the hand as well. I swear that was an Ultra Ball. Instead of playing Vacuum, you probably should Ultra Ball away the 2 cards you're going to Vacuum away and just go get your Mew VMAX. But they're doing the Vacuum route here. Get rid of one of the... Ooh, they're getting rid of a Path to the Peak as well. I don't know if I like that. Yeah, Path to the Peaks are pretty good. I mean, you do play 4, but even if you play 4, they're pretty good. Draw for 2. Another double turbo. Going to the Choice Belted Mew. There's a switch in hand. I think there's an Ultra Ball. I could be wrong on the Ultra Ball, though. I would like to have seen this Palpad be played before that last Genesect drew cards. You would have drawn +1 card. I think you're always just trying to recovering that boss there off the Palpad. I think it's fine, because that's what you're trying to do here in this situation, is just boss up Ralts and then boss up Curlias and just keep up that boss chain as much as you possibly can in this early game. It might not be. There's a Feather Ball now. There maybe wasn't an Ultra Ball in hand. I swear I thought I saw one, but got the Feather Ball now. That's going to guarantee a Mew VMAX, and we're putting it on the one with the Choice Belt, which I definitely like. And there's the V-Star power. I guess this is... I don't think there is an Ultra Ball in the hand, though. I don't know what I saw, but I assume this is actually grabbing. Although you don't really want to use your V-Star power. I don't know if I like this, actually. Oh, the Lost City. They do play the Lost City. Okay, I thought I saw the Lost City. Okay, I like the Lost City grab here. They have another Mew VMAX to work with, though. That'd be nice. I don't think they do. So it has to be a Technoblast here, which means next turn they do have to retreat. Does go to the Lost Zone now, though. I do like going to get the Lost City here. Definitely something that Raymond's going to be looking to counter ASAP, so they can actually chain... what was it? Ralts Recovery Simulator? Can't recover your Ralts if they're in the Lost Zone, so... What are the chances Calvin never realized he threw game 2 if he doesn't watch this? I mean, I have no idea. Once you calculate it, though, get back to us. Let us know the number. Really, it's out now. Curly and Greninja used. The third Ralts could be prized as well here. There's no chance of a Candy Gardevoir now. Both Ralts have been evolved. So 0 chance of Candy Gardevoir. He's already retreated. Wait, did Calvin retreat twice? Is that what you're saying? I don't think so. They switched, right? And they switched and then they retreated to the Mew VMAX. Ultra Ball here. The Ralts is there. But if this Lost City sticks, it's going to be tough to ever set up enough draw power to actually power through this game here. I mean, is it possible he never realized that the play was available? Of course it's possible. It became obvious to him where he when he lost. Would it become? I mean, it could, yeah. I mean, both things are possible. Use a switch. No, he definitely didn't retreat twice, Dark Lord. You're just saying things. But you do that a lot. You just say a lot of stuff sometimes. I wonder how many games I lose to misplays that I didn't realize I made. A lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, to be honest. But everyone does. It's not just you, TV boy. A lot of people make a lot of misplays without realizing it. Escape rope, but is this Greninja push up? I think you'd rather actually KO the Mew here. But there's the boss on the Curly Head. Lost City still in play, and another Ralt is headed to the Lost Zone. And it's head to the Lost Zone. Yeah, it's not just you, TV boy, but definitely a lot. The answer is a lot. The thing is, a lot of people don't like. Another way you have to think about misplays, though, as well, is a misplay that directly loses you the game at the end of the game is equal to a misplay that you made at the beginning of the game that was still a misplay. So if you made a misplay at the beginning of the game by Ultra Balling away the wrong card, you don't know how that misplay is going to impact the rest of the game. It's harder to tell how that misplay will mess with the rest of the game from there on out. It's a little bit easier to look at the end of the game and be like, oh, I attacked with the wrong Pokemon last turn. If I attacked with the other Pokemon, I would have won. So it's a little bit easier to see a misplay at the end of the game that directly just loses you the game immediately, like whatever it might have been, like playing boss instead of research, or boss instead of Iono, or Iono instead of boss, whatever it might have been. But the misplay you made at the beginning of the game that you didn't realize was a misplay, it's a little bit harder to recognize that could have lost you the game, 5 turns later, right? So you shouldn't think about misplays just in terms of, oh, this misplay lost me the game. Every misplay is equal. You should think about misplays as being equal. They all equally, they didn't all equally, but they all hurt your chances of winning the game. Maybe not at the same rate, but it's possible the misplay you made at the beginning of the game could have won you the game 2 turns ago. Even if you had just played a different supporter on your last turn, you recognize that would have also won you the game. The misplay you made 5 turns ago was maybe a decrease your odds of winning the game higher than the misplay you made on the previous turn. Lost owning Ralts and Curly brings joy to the world. All right, so this is gonna get rough. Like I said, this is gonna be rough for Raymond. Actually, did we see a Super Rod to recover a Cresselia? I don't think it gets much rougher than that. Should have grabbed the Radiant Greninja 1 turn sooner. I don't know. Should they have? Was I right with Calvin retreating 2 times? No, Dark Lord, you're wrong. Stop. I'm not sure what that was. I think it was a research there. Let me see the Greninja. We can actually, I don't even think, can Raymond even attack this turn? I don't even think Raymond can attack this turn. Can they? Because they candied out that Guardy, and then no, the Curly can evolve to a Guardy X here. Excuse me. They're going for a Cresselia here, though. Maybe we're attacking with Cresselia this turn to set up some damage on a Mew VMAX. I guess that's fine. We'll see. Double retreat now. First on UV Max, and then after I'm U. No, they played an escape rope. Guys, they're playing switch cards. So, Mr. Zulgis, you ready for Standard to pull up to Worlds with his secret NAIC deck that he never got to use and win the whole thing? I mean, that'd be sick, but control's pretty rough right now. Also, just because you make a certain play and it doesn't get you the result you want doesn't mean it was the wrong play. Yeah, that as well. It's another thing that people don't quite understand. It's like, should I boss or Iono here? And then they play boss or Iono, and then it doesn't work out, but the other play would have worked out based on how they actually drew from there. And they're like, oh, I should have done the other one, but that's just not how it works either. Yeah, it's looking rough for Raymond. They could get to 9 on the Gardevoir here, though, but it looks like it's going to be settling for some kind of Cresselia play, which is like really slow. Like, yeah, the Cresselia play here is like really, really slow. It's not really like, I mean, it's not bad. It's better to do something than nothing, but this is not progressing your board state very well. I think if Calvin just has boss KO on the Shiny Arcana Gardevoir, the game just ends. Because then even if Raymond has one-hit KO next turn with Zacian, you just Psychic Leap the Zacian, and then you just win on the turn after. We'll see how it goes, though. We'll see what Calvin does on the next turn. So it's just gonna be 80 here. And it's thinking about playing an Ultra Ball as well. So yeah, there goes the Ultra Ball. I don't know what you even grab. Do you grab? Is there anything that you can even grab here? RDX, just sitting out the deck, I guess. And then we'll see 80 thrown on the active Mew here, I assume. I guess you put on the bench Mew VMAX. And yeah, 80 on the bench Mew VMAX. Did that last one? What did the active one attack with last one? Though? It attacked with Max Miracle, right? Yeah, attacked with Max Miracle. Rock, paper, scissors fallacy. Yeah, if I had thrown the other one. It doesn't decrease the odds that you still made the higher % chance play, though, overall. Yeah, so the play here from Calvin is boss KO. Shiny Arcana Gardevoir. Lost Zone it. Oh my gosh, that's so brutal. That's like insane. Yeah, if there's a boss here, I think you just win here as Calvin. If you have boss KO Shiny Arcana Gardevoir, the game just ends. So that should be Calvin's play here. And then if Raymond responds with Zacian one-hit KO, you can go Psychic Leap back to the deck. And if you Psychic Leap back to the deck, there's the heads. So we should see a boss grabbed here from Calvin. And then you Psychic Leap back to the deck. KO the Zacian, don't leave multiple three prize Pokemon in play. And then the turn afterwards, you just knock out anything to win the game. I guess maybe that means Raymond's response here has to be to attack with Gardevoir EX, right? Yeah, it's possible that Raymond's response here has to be to attack with Gardevoir EX on the next turn, I should be honest. And he says to punch plus Iono and pray. I mean, Iono doesn't really matter too much, to be honest. There we go. There's the boss. They got the boss off. And then here comes the... Oh, we can still draw some cards here, I guess. Technoblast is coming up in a little bit here. As a path in hand, but you definitely don't want to play the path. You just want to keep the Lost City and play cooking. Yeah, it's actually kind of unfortunate that Raymond hasn't found a counter stadium yet, to be honest. A counter stadium to the Lost City would have been pretty good. I think Calvin probably only plays the one Lost City, so... There might be an Ultra Ball in the hand there for Calvin, but holding it doesn't seem to be too bad. It seems fine. I wonder what Calvin's like looking for here. What is Calvin analyzing at this moment? Yeah, I'm not sure. They're thinking about something, though. I don't know what they could possibly be thinking about here. No! Why would we ever do that? Why? Path? Raymond has played 0 stadiums, right? No, Raymond has played 0 stadiums, right? Or did Raymond play the collapsed stadium at some point? No, that was last game, right? That has to be an incorrect play, right? Don't you just want to keep him, okay, maybe not. Because now Raymond has to work harder, right? Well, maybe Raymond's out of stadiums. Maybe that's why Calvin made this play. I feel like maybe we've done enough. Maybe the Lost City's done enough. It feels really good there to remove the last Ralts. But actually, maybe Calvin's fine with... Maybe that is fine from Calvin, to be honest. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine to actually... Maybe you don't need to Lost City there. Also depends on how many stadiums Raymond's gone through. But no, Raymond hasn't seen a single stadium because Lost City was put in play. And then, yeah, Raymond definitely has not drawn into a single stadium here. Also can't draw with Ninja. It does take away the draw power with Ninja. Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it, to be honest. I don't know if I like it either, though. All right, Raymond throws a boss back. No draw power on board, though. So I think it has to be like a... I actually don't know. I think Raymond's play here is to keep Calvin path locked for a little while here. It is possible for Raymond to recover. But Calvin has 3 prize cards left, right? I think it's 3 left. I'm actually not 100% sure. Now, here comes the Iono down to... We'll see how many Calvin draws here. He burned the 2 he had from our research. Did he really? It is to 3. Okay. Oh, he burned the 2 super rods. Okay. Burned the 2 he had from research. Used 1 to recover and 1 to recover the 1 Cresselia. Oh, so I guess that makes sense. If you're down 2 super rods here, then maybe the path makes a little bit more sense. I don't know if it does though, to be honest. Oh, I guess it depends on how many super rods you have left, right? Yeah, it depends on how many you have left. Probably gonna see if Ray had used any super rods. Yeah, that's true. That's fair. That's fair. There might be out of super rods. All right, this is that Guardy Punch that I was talking about. Not for a 1-hit KO, just a 190. Still, yeah, still Raymond is in a terrible spot here. 190 on the Mew is something, but this is what you want to do like turn 2. You want to like turn 2 punch for 190 into a Mew VMAX, or even take a KO for 2 prize cards. So for Calvin here, I don't think Calvin's played a tablet yet, and still has that the gloves on the bench, so Calvin can 1-hit KO. And here we go, 2 tablets to start off with. It's happening. Reversal is non-rule box. The reversal is just counting as a colorless energy here. There's the triple tablet. Wait, is that just that's just the knockout, right? There's the gloves on the bench. Yeah, the Guardy's KO'd here. Yeah, I mean that's game here, right? There's 0 Ralts in play, so there's no win condition here for Raymond. I think the only win condition I can think of at this point, unless Calvin forgets to retreat. No, even if you don't retreat here, it's still Sinnoh, right? Oh, there is the Sinnoh. I forgot about the Sinnoh. Wait, does Calvin recognize that there's a Sinnoh in there? All right, so actually, yeah, Raymond's win condition is Calvin forgetting about the Temple of Sinnoh. And Calvin did just get heads on Cram, so theoretically, it feels like there's a vacuum in the deck. So yeah, Raymond's win condition is Calvin forgetting about Temple of Sinnoh. He can attach second DT in hand. Yeah, he can do that, but he hasn't done it yet, so that's still a win condition. It doesn't matter. Calvin can have all the DTs. Calvin could have 10 energy in his hand, but if he doesn't attach one to the Mew and forgets about Temple of Sinnoh, then it doesn't matter. It's still a win condition for Raymond. He's stressing here. So it makes me think he doesn't even know what to get because he thinks he just has everything he needs, which is like good for Raymond. Because if Calvin thinks he has everything he needs, then he doesn't realize that he needs to bump the Sinnoh. Although he does have the double turbo in the hand, so maybe he just planned to use that. But he did get a vacuum here, so maybe the vacuum is going to be bumping that Temple of Sinnoh. There's the vacuum. He could still forget about Temple of Sinnoh, though. Hold up. There's a possibility. Oh, no. I think he did target Temple Sinnoh. All right. Yeah, Raymond was waiting for it. It looked like Raymond was ready to scoop when the Cram hit heads, but he was like, what if he doesn't get the thing? And there we go. Calvin with the dub. Yeah, I mean, that was played pretty cleanly from both sides, I feel like. Raymond just really never got going. Like, Guardy needs to have like those aggressive... Well, I mean, Raymond didn't even need like that aggressive. Raymond just didn't draw anything, to be honest. Raymond just drew nothing. That's like it was like a turn 4 Guardy EX or something before the attack even happened. Couldn't draw. Just couldn't attack. Yeah, just couldn't attack. Didn't even need an out to path. Game 2, or no, was it game 2? Game 2 couldn't find an out to path for forever. And game 3 here, Calvin just got to use Lost City over and over and over again. Because once again, I guess it just all came down to Raymond not being able to find a stadium, to be honest.